Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Wednesday Spotlight series. And hello. Today is Sal Daina, a friend of mine that I met in one of my programs where I was becoming more visible online. And I did do some work with Sal early on about showing up on video. That's still very uncomfortable for me, but we'll get to talk about that today. Hi, Sal.
Hi, Doreen. Thank you so much for having me. Super
Yeah,
excited to be here.
wonderful. Yeah, I know you and I started to talk about what it's like to do the inner work and then start the outer work, which is both are important. But I said, whoa, let's get online first so people can hear what we're talking about. But I know you
Perfect.
submitted a bio, so I want to read that.
Great.
I think it gives more juice to what we're talking about. Sal Dana is a midlife sassy visibility mentor. Yeah, and strategist guiding women over 50 into what she calls a role model revolution in the visibility era. Ooh, after decades producing behind the camera on film sets, a shame spiral brought her in front of it, and she now helps other women transform that same fear into freedom through her Evolve programs and high touch mentorship. And Sal transforms shame into shine, silence into influence, and confusion into confidence. And she's a leading role model revolution, elevating wise women. Hey, that's us, you guys. Elevating wise women into visibility that heals and inspires, showing women how AI and video together can carry their wisdom to social media with power, confidence, and style. Wow, what a great write-up.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just so juicy. You're juicy. And I know because I've worked with you. So I'm excited to share you, your spirit, your passion with others. Uh, I'd like to say that we started to promote this work, and I read that any of those who were born before 1975, Sal, I was born in 30 years before that.
Right.
So I,
Mm.
yeah. So you're speaking not only to those who are in their 50s, but to those of us who are in our 60s and 70s. Hey, even 80s,
80s,
90s
80s.
maybe.
My most senior client was 82, um, and phenomenal. And then a lot of older women come and often realize it's not what they are looking for. What they want is something very different. And so there's being seen and then there's being in demand. They're very different, being valued. But thank you for so much for having me here. And I really love that you were doing the inner work. That's what I was saying about this piece about being confident to be seen and showing up. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes. Oh, well, before we get more deeply into the both the importance of diving into and through fear so that you can actually tap into a strength and then have that strength be more visible. I want to say part of the reason why you and I are doing this today is because you have an upcoming challenge, a 3-day challenge. And I want to get that out there right away so people who are tuning in, and we'll put it in the show notes,
Thank you.
are able to join. So just tell us a little before we go into what we're going to talk about today. Just that to me feels like this is the opportunity, folks. Sal's got a
Yes.
challenge coming up, and I've done them. I know how good they are. So
You
tell
have. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for plugging it. And
Yes.
I actually remember seeing you on the challenge. That's the amazing thing about attending anything live
Uh-huh.
in small groups of communities with women. Again, this idea of are you born before 1975 is very key. We women prefer to learn trust in person.
Yeah.
And so coming to these challenges, but I remember seeing you, and I remember from the program that we were both in, I remembered your name, the typewritten name, but I couldn't have put a picture to the name, but I knew you were around and I'd seen you in the chat. So then when you came to the challenge, you immediately cemented in my mind,
Uh-huh.
right? And so that's a really, it's when you're in the doing of it that you're more becoming, and you're also more visible for others, because we think we're out there doing it, but we're not necessarily being seen by people. But communities of women where we come together are very important to build connections, to recognize our own value. And so my challenges are both like about being on video, turning your camera on. And many women come and they turn their camera on for the first time. Many women come and make a video and put themselves on video in a way that is vulnerable for the first time in this challenge. And many of them are very experienced in other areas of their life. And this is one area where it is very tricky, to your point about it still feels uncomfortable. And so my whole game is really it could feel uncomfortable to the day you die, because we were born before 1975 and we weren't born with the phone in our hand like every other person after 75 had that opportunity to do that. They had MySpace, they had computers. Their living memory from 8 years old on is with screens in their mind. Ours was comic books, pieces of paper, pens, sometimes sticks in dirt. You know, we have come through a particular era of change and technology, and also socially, don't be seen and not heard.
Right.
So our whole, which is the work you do, I believe, is the nervous system, the inner work. But for me, what happened was when I actually did go on camera, even though I'd been a producer and an actress, actually, I'd had performance coaching when I was like 20 before I became pregnant, and my dream went somewhere else, and I had to get behind the camera and earn money. Like life takes on, right? And so when I finally did put myself in the frame, I did it, and the next day the shame spiral came. And so I say, get
Whoa, whoa,
visible.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, I want to hear about that moment because I did refer to it in your bio. It seems like there was a time when you stepped from behind the camera to the front.
Mm,
And what was
yeah.
that circumstance?
So I had been helping a big healing seminar company, a worldwide multi-million dollar seminar company, get themselves from um, being not having a visual presence on social media. They just couldn't crack it. They weren't able to promote and market themselves. And so I was helping them get more bums on seats to their big live events. And I was just about to go to Europe to become the head of communications, and COVID came and closed everyone down, and I got very sick. And through a series of, I think fear showed up for everybody, but they kind of got rid of me and said that I was not a cultural fit. And I'd just been to Israel with them, London, Greece, I mean, everywhere, just sold out, improved their sales 150% across the world. Um, so it was a really hard moment, but I had experienced this moment in the film industry because I'd worked and loved in that passion, and that felt like that had come in that, and it had happened in my family, and I was like, huh. And then I got invited in a sort of a challenge that I'm doing, like a 3-day challenge like I'm doing, to make a video. And I made that video. And because I was a practitioner in this modality as well, which is how I'd come to know this company, I was trying to sell that modality online. And the way that I did it was I got all dressed up pretty and I knew how to work the camera because I'm in film.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
And when I did it the next day, and it wasn't just like a small shame spiral, it was like a 24-hour, I was blinded. It was full trauma,
Uh-huh.
post-traumatic stress response. And then I was like,
Oh.
"Phew, what was that?" And I had to, like, using all the modalities and all the wisdom I had, and being a sort of producer and looking at it in every angle, I looked at it, I took a fine tooth comb, which is what I do anyway, and like, what happened? And I saw the moment where I lied.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually in the getting dressed for the camera. I was wanting to help men get over their shame and to end kind of sexual violence against women. This was kind of my big dream, and at that time. And so, but I dressed up like I was going on a date, and I felt like a prostitute. And
Mm.
I was selling my sex for the wrong reason. I
Oh,
wasn't aligned
yes.
to the true, authentic desire in my heart. And so, of course, now I serve women over 75. What's more important to me is not what men do to us, but how we live our lives and become independent, full of prosperity, peace, courage, all the things to actually just get out and live the lives that we want. I'm
Yeah.
not here to fix men, they can fix themselves. I'm here to help us grow and prosper. And so I then made a very different video the next day. And I started watching all the other women putting their videos together and I was critiquing them. And I had about a minute left before the deadline to make my video and be eligible in this, competition. And so I kind of in my pajamas said, listen, I was noticing that women didn't even know how to hold the camera. They didn't even know how they were doing what I was doing. And then they were not going to do it again. I could tell, like, I'm like, oh my God, they're doing what I did. Or worse, they don't even know what they're doing. And so I said, listen, if you think that you look terrible on video, if you think you look really crap, you probably are. I'm a producer. I can help you. Come to my Facebook group. And it was just for the competition. And the next morning I woke up and there were 30 people
Uh-huh.
wanting to come to my Facebook group, but I didn't have a Facebook group. It was a competition. So I just started a Facebook group and very slowly I've grown that Facebook group one member at a time to 750 people over 5 years. And people are like, that's not an overnight success. You're not big enough, and I can have shame about that too. I used to, I don't today. I handpick everybody. I know everybody that's in that group. I don't let anybody in. Like there's no randos in there.
Uh-huh.
Everybody there so that I can feel very confident that if a woman comes in and puts her first video up there, she is going to be okay. And she needs to know that.
What I love about what you're saying in terms of a context for people taking risks is and being vulnerable is not only from what you just said, you know what that's like and what happens after somebody said, "Hey, here I am."
Mm.
And so you're able to pay attention and attend as well as make a safe space,
Yes,
either in the group or in the challenges that you really,
yes.
you just, I remember you say, just pick it up and, just blah, 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 blah. And
Bleh.
yeah, even if you do just go blah, 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 it
Yes.
isn't about being a professional person that's an actress on in a camera. So I remember for myself, and then what I just wanted to highlight for those who are listening today, you make it safe to be whoever you happen to be in the
Thank you.
moment when you guide people to just I'm kind of doing it, just show up.
Just show up. And in the doing, and thank you for that compliment, because there really is a compliment to me to hear that felt safe because it is important. And then also, though I'm sassy and I will push people past that point of safety, I actually, and this is radical, want people to go into a level of shame.
Uh-huh.
Because every time you hit a level of shame, we're
Uh-huh.
seeing an internal block to what you do.
Yes.
And
Yes.
right, we're
Fabulous.
wanting we
Yes.
want
Now we're
to,
getting there. Yeah.
break
Uh-huh.
something, fix it.
Uh-huh.
Break it, fix it. And we're taught don't break, don't make mistakes. No, break it. Go
Yeah,
as far as
just
you can.
come put your nose right up to it and just go,
Yeah,
I can't, I can't, I can't.
I have.
Oh, I did. And then there's and then there's yeah, the awareness of our own process of moving through what holds us back, and then how to
Expansion, contraction.
expansion. Yeah, that's
Expansion,
uh-huh.
contraction. In
Mm,
fact, that is the universe. Expansion, contraction.
yeah.
And I try to elevate women into a space where that becomes somewhat manufactured so that you can move your business forward.
Yes. So the word you just used, elevate, is what, what your business is
Yeah.
called. And so
Yeah.
that sense of not only expanding, which is an E, elevate, which is an E,
It's evolve, actually, evolve, because I don't believe there's a
evolve.
destination. I don't believe
Okay.
there's a destination. I say there is
Okay.
no destination to visibility. There is only the ability to be in demand. And once you're in demand, then
Uh-huh.
you can choose your terms.
Ooh, say more. That is so helping women who are in business
Yes, this is
about being
particularly,
in demand, please. That's
yeah,
important
yes.
right now. Yeah.
So often we have a pie in the sky idea of what it is we want. Um, Again, women born before 75, we've come in with a range of different models around what it is to work and what it is to be successful and all the things. So you have to decide that for yourself. And the way to know about whether or not you're in demand is, do you have enough time to serve all the people that want to be served by you? And that isn't about the market determining that. That's about working out, what does your life look like?
Uh-huh.
How many hours do you have to give, given the resources that you have? So, for example, I'm in demand this month because my daughter's had a baby. I've never been a grandma before. And
Uh,
I allowed 2 weeks to help her. I thought was a kind and generous offer. They did too. And then something went wrong and she needs me for 6.
oh,
And I'm like, what? Of course. And
yeah.
then my business is like, I had to contract that other side of my life.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I'm in demand. I can only take on 2 or 3 people
Mm-hmm.
extra. So that demand, if 5 people want me, all I can do is raise my rates and the highest bidder wins.
Mm-hmm. That sounds.
So that puts you in demand. But
Uh,
people think, oh, I need 5,000 clients, I need 400 people, I need 20. Do you? Or
uh-huh.
do you just need to understand that your time is all you have? It's the most valuable resource.
Beautiful, beautiful way to put it, Sal. The reframing of who we are in our business and what time means and what are we really available for.
And who do we really want to serve?
Yes, yeah. Beautiful. Well, what else? What else can you share about what you do so that people can, be inspired?
Well, I think that one of the things that we also said, thanks to give me open carte blanche, that's amazing. I think that we talked about, what does it actually feel like to be overlooked? And I
Uh-huh.
think that's an important piece of understanding, are you stuck in that moment of believing you're overlooked? Because we are looking at women and men who have been born after 75 and their social media accounts and what they're doing and what their numbers are and what their virality is and how many people, and like, put your hand up or drop a comment if you are. That's me. I am definitely looking at everybody else, what everybody else is doing, how they're all going. It's all out there, as opposed to, I could add value to that conversation.
Hmm.
Hey, I what she's saying, I got something on that. And so I believe that the algorithm asks us to just be eyeball glued. But if we use our wisdom to say, why, be really conscious about the congruent moment of why I'm in this community or I'm on this post. And what is Facebook feeding me, as, or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube? What are they feeding me that the algorithm thinks I want? And then you feed it what you want. You go out and you do 20 searches today on something that's of value to you that you really want to be in. Even if it's like, I want to add uh, my piece of wisdom to the world. You've got a corner of the internet. You can shape it however you want. But
Amazing.
get in the communities like yours,
Yeah.
Doreen, like mine, where women are actually exploring something that matters to them.
Yes. Yes.
And in that, add your piece of value. Most people, which I didn't know, are even too scared to comment in our generation.
Uh-huh.
They are too scared to write their opinion
What
into.
is that fear, do you think? It's, I mean, I could relate to it a little bit, or from people that they don't want to be visible, they don't want to, or they have self-judgments.
It's all judgment of self.
I actually have a friend who says I only have friends on Facebook,
Yes,
friends I actually know. So, well, actually, she doesn't have a business, so
yes.
she's not trying to do a business. But it seems like if we have a business, a message that we want to reach
Yes.
well, then it feels like what you're talking about is how do you engage with what is already out there now and
Well,
feel,
we're thinking about what others are thinking of us instead of thinking about how it is we can serve them.
ooh, you got it. Bingo. Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that self, and this is my push to people,
Uh-huh.
is that self-centeredness
Mm-hmm.
is just your brain trying to keep you safe.
Uh,
It's not true. It's
mm-hmm.
not true.
Mm-hmm.
It's conditioned that, and we are the hardest judgment on how you look. And that's cultural. Like I talk about it a lot in the challenge, or a little bit. This screen that you're seeing here has been developed from technology for about 120 years. And we generation saw it very big. We didn't see it small.
Yeah.
So the next generation, it's smaller. It's actually like life size for the 75s, the millennials. They're pretty good. The TikTokers, it's this big. That's how big they think an image is. So
Uh,
their idea of themselves is actually bigger than that.
uh,
Our idea of ourselves was a projected screen,
uh,
70 millimeter screen. We went to cinemas. We
yes.
saw our stars like big. So believe it or not, our minds are seeing so many details. We are looking for what cinema showed us, and then television, even television was bigger than us.
Oh.
So our cultural conditioning, our minds
Uh-huh.
are very judgmental, and they're built on newspapers, magazines, things bigger and more tactile. And so the judgments on ourselves are massive.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to be our role models, and that's fine, which is why I call it the role model revolution. Because women over 50 or 55, really, we're going to get out there and show the women are going to hit our age.
Uh-huh. And
They're
this
going to
is what's
need role
possible.
models.
You're right, right. And this is what's possible. Hey, folks, I'm 77. So,
Right,
hey,
right.
if you want to.
Well, you being public, you having a podcast, you being seen and
Yeah.
talking about it over time, every single time someone likes, comments, shares, do you ask people, say, do you say this story in yourself? Could you say to them, hey, drop that emoji? Like everybody there, if you could drop an emoji now, right now, if you're watching this, and a comment, a like doesn't do it. But the algorithm, if you say, hey Sal, hey Doreen, thanks for this. If you do
Oh,
that, anybody
oh.
that is a friend in this same community group will be alerted.
Thank you. Hey, hey, folks, you just got a huge gift from Sal. This, I know I did. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And us asking is really hard, right?
Uh-huh,
But the
uh-huh.
more you do it, like to the point as well, the more you do it, the more used to it you get. It doesn't mean you get to like it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the liking, you've got to get through the not doing, and not liking is part of what's held you back. So you just go, I don't like this. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Something
And
like
why
that.
do you have to
Yes.
like everything you do? You don't like washing up.
Yeah, I don't like flossing my teeth.
I was going to say the teeth thing, right? Like we don't like doing it. We don't like doing yes, but we do it because it's good for us. It's good for business. And I say this, people can't find you, Doreen, if you don't do it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We can't be found. We can't be
Okay.
found.
Let's, before we end, because we're getting to the end here now, I want to make sure that you get to share what it is before we leave, what it is that you want to leave people with.
I think there are three C's I say really to being able to being courageous, to be on camera. Okay, which is often people don't want that. So the best thing I can give is like it is about conviction first, having the conviction within yourself. It's almost to the point that you do, Doreen. People really believing in themselves and having the ritualized internal belief, right? So you must have the conviction within yourself that you are valuable enough.
Uh-huh. You just said something. I know you're going to give me three in the first one.
Yeah.
What is ritualized for you?
ritualized for me is, do you remember before we came on camera,
Yes.
I said, could you give me a moment, please? And then
Yes.
I came on and I put back on my
Yeah.
collar.
Yes.
So for me, when I turn the camera on, and I know this from being a film producer, I have to like what I see.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I have to like me.
Uh-huh.
If I don't like me, you're not going to like me. That's
Uh-huh.
a fact, ladies. That is a fact.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
we have to love ourselves first. And for
Uh,
me, it's hair.
Uh-huh.
It's, I love gold. I love
Uh-huh.
prosperity. And it's a few things. So the ritual is I turn my camera on. Am I positioned?
Uh-huh.
Am I dressed?
Yeah.
Am I able to look at the green, sparkly light and think
Mhm.
only of you and others?
Yes.
Or am I seeing it? Am I judging myself?
Uh-huh.
Could you hold on a minute, please? Could I get what I forgot and come back in? Thank you. Right. So it's like I'm doing that to myself usually. I'm at my daughter's. I'm not where I normally film. There's a few pieces missing,
Yeah.
I'm like, so it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to wake the baby, all the things.
Yeah.
So so I forgot some things, but for me, it's very ritualized. I know exactly what I'm wearing when I'm on camera. Also, I've done voice exercises before I come on. Ba 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 ba. Ka 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 ka. Oh, motherfucker, pan, had a buff, these are these things that I say and do because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So, what are the rituals that I can put into place
Oh,
that give me the confidence?
I'm so glad I asked because that gives people a sense of what they can do to come back to themselves in the ways that matter or that they know. So you said there were three C's.
Yes, I've done prayer, meditation, just to your point, like whatever is your ritual.
Yes.
Now add one in for being visible.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what I did before we got on was to close my eyes, take some breath, and feel I count backwards from 10 to 1, and I go from the top of my head down the back of my spine. And it feels like my spine is lined up then. My breath is there. Ah, hello. So I understand. I never called it a ritual though. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think,
Oh, do
and
you?
now that you got it, right? Because we're usually women are quite
Yes.
spiritual. Women are quite spiritual. We understand that ritual. So yes.
Yes.
So conviction is
Uh,
key.
Uh-huh.
What is it you want to do? Like clear.
Yeah.
And do you believe you can? And if you can't, you've got to do the inner work, right? So then you got your conviction. And then you have to have the courage to show up with
Yeah.
that conviction.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that is also ritualized,
Oh.
right?
Oh.
Runners when they're training, they see the winning line. They do it in their mind first,
Uh-huh.
right? And so courage is actually doing it first. You don't get courage and then do it. That's not the way it works. It's take
Mhm.
action. Courage is actually taking action
Yeah.
despite everything else.
Right.
So there's conviction, there's courage, and then there's consistency.
Before you
You
go into consistency, I just want to go back to your how true that is about the visualization of something that's because in my work with folks who have speaking anxiety, they actually see themselves falling apart in front of
mm,
groups, and that's why they're going, I can't do it, I can't do it. So that kind of what are you rehearsing in your mind is really important for the second,
absolutely.
for the courage that you just talked about.
But I would call that a script, and in the challenge, I talk about how do you get a quick script for yourself, that
Uh-huh.
that 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 can anchor that desire to be active and take action, to take that one step to record. And that's, as you know, Doreen and I say, come on, let's do it. Let's all hold it up together. Everybody,
Yeah.
here it is.
Yeah.
Three mini steps to pick up that camera and know how to hold it. Once you've done it, it's just doing it again and again and again. Because
Yeah.
to the point, the next C is consistency. To
Uh-huh.
be consistent with showing up, to be
Yeah.
consistent with the ritual, to be consistent with doing the three things I want to talk about, right? I'm very clear that I would love to give these final tip today. What am I going to share with your group that might be helpful for every stage of wherever you are? Being consistent in social media requires a system. It requires, you know, automation. It requires direct understanding of who it is you're wanting to reach. And really, when you're looking for consistency and expansion into more people coming to find you, that's where my level of expertise is. And so, that's the next step to come to evolve. But we get you to whatever point you are, you will progress, you will expand. So
Yes.
yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then how this relates to what your current situation is with your daughter, that
Mm,
you're still consistent because you've got a system already in
that's
place.
right.
And you are clear about what you're sharing. You have your content probably, and you have your challenge now. So the challenge
Yes.
starts
Let me
when?
let's talk about that for a second if we have. It starts on the 22nd of September. I want to just add to that. Thank you for picking that up because what to put it in demand, I had to choose to come on this show or do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You have to start to choose where am I going to be?
Yes.
Where's the most important thing for me in my desire to serve?
Yeah.
It's going to be better for me to do interviews this month
Yeah.
and show up in this way
Yeah.
and then have the challenge, make that important. So, I think we find wherever we are, women with wisdom can have anything happen to them and still show up.
I love that. I love how excited you are. Women with wisdom.
Yes, I really believe it. I
Oh,
really
you
believe
are
it.
such a passionate person, and I think that that's partly what you infuse us with is, oh, we could have that same excitement about ourselves and what we share. Uh,
100% we can.
so I'm going to bring this to a close and take a breath and feel yeah. What I felt today with you is how, and I'm really feeling it right now, is how big your heart is and how you radiate such a generous kind of love from your heart, and you're very direct, so that's also help. You don't just kind of hold people and not help them by a little bit of the push and the challenge. So both feel, no matter how you are with people, it is so heartful, and I
Mm.
totally am so glad I got to spend personal time with you today like this.
My gosh, what a great thing. Thank you so much. I fully received that. And you are a light. I see this incredible light shining through you. That's what I see and feel. I was like, wow, she's full of source, what I would call source. You've got that, and you're doing it. I see you show up so consistently for your community and for women and all people, actually. I know you do men and women. And so thank you for doing you and bringing you to the screen and being there long after you're gone. You'll be there for women and men who need you. So thank you.
Thank you. We'll say goodbye for now.